Okay, so this one's for Jay, particularly, but for everybody. Jay's going to begin his regiment tomorrow. We're not sure about the scheduling yet because I haven't finished getting the license yet. I haven't started that job, so I don't know what my schedule is going to be. We can't schedule Jay, but Jay, we're going to get you taken care of. Any free time I have, we're going to devote to training with you, training with everybody else, training in soul mechanics. In any case, this is Lee. I have this cool thing here. It says, because I said I would. That was given to me by my last student who trained in swordsmanship. And she's a badass. She wandered off. She'll be back though eventually. But Lee has all kinds of adornments and whatnot. And I learned how to wrap the handle myself, which I only did a little bit because I don't like it. I like the wood. It's perfect. And I'm able to kick some ass with this wood. Just grabbing the wood. But when you're training with the sword, the katana, obviously, is a curved blade, Japanese style curved blade katana. And we've done this tutorial before, it's in my other channel. But you're going to want to grab it close up at the hilt. Having one of these on helps when you're doing the kind of practice that I do, which is pretty much like a freestyle kind of practice. I wasn't trained. I was trained in several different types of swordsmanship by a master who was himself a master of several different orientations of Japanese swordsmanship. But what was I saying? I just learned on my own, really. He trained me, but I had already learned a lot before that. I was kind of like wild and free before then, and he taught me to kind of harness it, hone it down, hone it in. But it's the blade will create its own momentum if you're using it properly. It'll swing itself, really. You shouldn't be putting any force into this when you're using it. I'll show you. Just like we spoke about with levity, being able to pull energy up from the ground and being able to hold it and float. You're going to pull that energy up, and training with the sword will train your body. The sword is the primary piece of it. This is to open the close quarter combat section, course. And training with the sword is perfect for everything. It will get down everything that you need to know about any weapon you can learn from this one utensil. This is the most brilliant, elegant tool that's ever been created insofar as combat is concerned. When you're using it, you're going to pull that energy up from the ground and you're going to slide it in. It's got to drip. It's got to slide it in to the blade, and then the blade will swing itself. Gravity will take care of it. Gravity will swing the sword for you. You shouldn't be putting any force into that. You're pulling the weight up, you're pulling momentum up, gravity up from the ground, and then moving it through your body into the blade. Up the leg, up the standing leg, through your hip, in your shoulder, in your elbow, into your wrist. And that's where it's going to end. The energy normally ends at your wrist, like if you're throwing a punch, that's where you put the energy in your wrist to back up the fist. And practicing with the sword, you learn to move that gravity, you learn to move that energy. So it's going to prep you for basic works and any other weapons training as well as bodily training. I put smoke in there, but in any case, basically what I'm saying is you're going to be using the gravity that's available around you. You're not using your own energy to do this. And we're going to cover this as soon as I see you tomorrow, and we'll get, a little bit of prep work done here for this course for our viewers to see and get a grip. But Jay will be training you guys. I'll be training you guys through Jay, but for the most part, we'll be training Jay, and you'll be learning from him because of him. And that will give him practice in my works for him eventually being the master and somebody else being his apprentice, as it were. In any case, Jay, I have to advise before we get into this and really get down to business. I've taught you a bit about floating. I've taught you a bit about using lift, about pulling levity, using momentum, manipulating gravity for the most part. And I've taught you how to use a stick. I've taught Jay how to use a stick properly. The stick, in preparation for using the sword, which the stick and the sword are interchangeable. They will both prep you for any other combat training that you require. They'll train your body to use momentum, to use gravity. And that's what we're training here with the close quarter combat course, is applied levity or gravity manipulation. So that's that for this video. I have to say, Jay, before we get into this in earnest and actually begin training with the sword, try not to run away. Try not to walk off, wander off like most people do. It's a waste of time. You can waste a big chunk of time doing that, because you will inevitably come back and want to finish the training. You'll need to. It'll be, your soul will yearn for it. You won't be able to hold out forever. So don't waste the time. We can get this done pretty quick, and you can be a badass in no time. So here you go. Thank you for watching. Kila Salai, Tevi Uni, Namaste.